Over the past few days, one burning question has been on the minds of XRP holders everywhere. Why did Trump suddenly flip on XRP? Just last week, he hinted that XRP might play a role in a crypto strategic reserve. Fast forward to now, and that idea is out the window. Instead, his executive order puts Bitcoin in the spotlight, with no mention of XRP at all. So, what happened? What's behind this sudden shift? I've got a theory. Let's dive in. I've got a theory and I'm going to break it down for you. There's a lot to unpack here, but stick with me because this could get interesting. First, let me say this up front. I don't have a financial background and this is not financial advice. Seriously, don't go buying or selling anything based on what I say. I'm just a crypto enthusiast who loves making videos for fun. And this one's no exception. Now, here's the deal. I'm pretty convinced someone changed Trump's mind after he publicly mentioned XRP. Can you guess who I think it might be? Before diving in, let's set the stage. Context is everything, and you need to have all the pieces to fully grasp what I'm about to share. So let's rewind to March 2nd, just a little while ago, and look at a post from David Sacks. David Sacks, the White House AI and crypto czar, just dropped some big news to his 216,000 followers on X. According to Sacks, President Trump has unveiled a crypto strategic reserve made up of Bitcoin and other leading cryptocurrencies. This aligns with Trump's Week 1 executive order, 14,178, and his commitment to positioning the U.S. as the world's crypto powerhouse. What's interesting, Sacks emphasized this reserve isn't just Bitcoin with lesser coins as an afterthought. It's a unified reserve of top-tier cryptocurrencies. More details are expected at the upcoming summit. Let's not sugarcoat it. This wasn't a minor mix-up or a casual coincidence. Trump and David Sacks were completely aligned, echoing the same ideas. We had a pretty good sense of what was coming, but let me set the stage before diving deeper into this. On March 2nd, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse jumped into the conversation on X, sharing his perspective. His message? Collaboration is key for the crypto industry to thrive. He praised Trump's vision of a government-backed digital asset reserve that reflects the broader crypto ecosystem, emphasizing that maximalism, the idea of one blockchain to rule them all, is holding the industry back. Garlinghouse celebrated the shift from outdated thinking, like Bill Hinman's policies and the SEC's flawed approach under the Biden administration, towards a more inclusive, multi-chain future. He vowed to push this narrative forward during his trip to Washington later that week. The takeaway? An even playing field for all chains is crucial. That's the whole point, folks. Brad Garlinghouse had high expectations on March 2nd, and why wouldn't he? The buzz was coming straight from the White House. Remember this one? It became a moment to talk about. On that day, former President Trump made waves with a social media post. Here's the big quote. "My executive order on digital assets directed the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and Cardano." Yes, you read that right. A crypto strategic reserve, and XRP took center stage before anything else. Later, realizing the uproar, he added a follow-up post mentioning Bitcoin and Ethereum, almost as an afterthought. But the spotlight was already on XRP, followed closely by Solana and Cardano. So, what happened to that crypto strategic reserve plan? Why didn't it materialize as promised? I've already covered this in detail in another video, so I won't rehash everything here. But let me bring you up to speed on something important. On March 6th, the White House website announced the establishment of a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a U.S. digital assets stockpile. Wait, hold up. What happened on March 2nd? Trump and XRP crypto reserve? Now it's all about Bitcoin and a digital assets stockpile instead. David Sacks chimed in too, mentioning Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies being lumped into a crypto strategic reserve. So, what gives? My fellow XRP YouTuber, Mikkel, pointed out David Sacks' post just 4 days ago, asking, what happened here? Here's my take. Maybe the toxic Bitcoin maximalists got to Trump. Yep. That's my best guess. It wouldn't be shocking if they persuaded him to show favoritism toward Bitcoin instead of keeping a level playing field. The shift in messaging is undeniable. Something changed, and I've got more thoughts on this. There's a clip making waves, shared by Cointelegraph, but originally from Bloomberg, where David Sacks, the White House's so-called crypto czar, made headlines. Just yesterday on national TV, the Bloomberg host posed a fascinating question, albeit mixing up Ripple and XRP. Here's how she put it. Going back to what President Trump mentioned over the weekend, talking about Ripple, Solana, and other altcoins, people are wondering, will they be part of this stockpile? Does the US own them? Why did the president name drop them? Great questions, right? And they couldn't have come at a better time. Just days ago, both Sacks and the president hinted at a crypto strategic reserve where all coins, including XRP, would be treated equally. But what did Sachs actually say? The president recently mentioned the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap, sparking a flurry of speculation. But honestly, people might be overthinking this. He simply listed the top 5. It's not that deep. Now, when it comes to what the federal government actually owns, things get murky. We know it holds Bitcoin, maybe some Ethereum, but beyond that, no one seems to have a clear answer. That's why the accounting is crucial. As of now, no one can confidently tell us the full scope of crypto assets in the government's hands. To be fair, it's not shocking. Government agencies often struggle to communicate effectively, let alone keep tabs on what they own. It's a bit of a mess. Sure, the government is great at blowing things up, and we're thankful for that. But when it comes to efficiency, let's just say it's not their strong suit. So yeah, we'll give them a pass. This time. I get it. You need time to figure things out. But the rest? Oh, absolutely not. Nope. I shared a post about this on X, and let me tell you, it's a must-see. I included a video clip featuring David Sachs, and wow, talk about misleading. Pure gaslighting. Here's what I wrote. The explanation from White House crypto czar David Sachs in this clip is such a weak attempt to spin last night's Bitcoin strategic reserve news. Over the weekend, Trump explicitly said XRP would be part of a crypto strategic reserve. That's a direct quote. Now, Sachs is saying people are reading into this a little too much. Again, direct quote. And that Trump was just listing the top 5 coins by market cap. Seriously? Trump's message wasn't ambiguous. Sure, Trump didn't dive into details like how much XRP would be added or where the funding would come from, but he didn't need to. His statement was clear. He said, and I quote, "My executive order on digital assets directed the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and Cardano," end quote. Sachs admitted he wasn't sure if the US government owns any XRP, but last night's executive order introduced a curious concept, a digital asset stockpile. Not a crypto strategic reserve anymore, but a stockpile built only from forfeited assets, essentially XRP seized during illegal activities. But here's the big question. If the government doesn't currently hold any XRP, how would it even get into this stockpile Trump mentioned? People understand the idea of a strategic reserve. It's straightforward. But a national crypto stockpile? What does that even mean? Especially since all the chatter leading up to this focused on a crypto strategic reserve. Why the sudden shift in language? Reserve and stockpile aren't just interchangeable, they carry different implications. So what's the real game here? This switch feels deliberate, and it leaves us wondering, what exactly is the government planning in the digital asset space? It's pretty clear the Trump administration initially intended to acquire various digital assets, so long as it could be done in a budget-neutral way. But then the strategy shifted, giving Bitcoin special treatment. Instead of sticking to the original plan, Trump seemingly adjusted course. Why? Likely to avoid walking back his public comments about XRP while still pivoting in a way that wouldn't make it look like a complete reversal. But let's face it, he walked it back. My guess? Toxic Bitcoin maximalists influenced Trump, steering him toward a Bitcoin-first approach. That shift led to a key change. Bitcoin remains part of a strategic reserve, while everything else, like XRP, got rebranded into a digital asset stockpile. On the surface, it seems like semantics, but there's a bigger difference here. Trump's executive order now suggests potential Bitcoin purchases, if they're budget neutral, while other assets are excluded. Before this, everything appeared lumped together in the same bucket, possibly just labeled as already held assets. Was the plan to not acquire anything at all? Maybe. But now it's clear. Bitcoin gets priority, and everything else is sidelined. What do you think? Is this strategy shift about practicality, or is it all politics? So first they were all like, okay, maybe we'll buy Bitcoin if it's budget neutral. Please, I'm not buying that for a second. They were ready to buy everything. That's my take. But then they backpedaled. And where did the pressure come from? Not Brad Garlinghouse, that's for sure. Let's be real. It was the toxic Bitcoin maximalists. Who else would it be? And then there's Trump. He's playing the classic manager role. Lots to juggle, not an expert in everything. And that's fine as long as you've got the right people around you. Honestly, I don't think he knows much about crypto, nor does he need to, if his advisors are solid. David Sachs seemed on board with the crypto vibe, so I doubt he's the one who threw a wrench in the works. He's just doing his job, echoing the president, as expected. But here's what gets me. It's when Sachs tries to play us like we're dumb. He says, oh yeah, the president just mentioned the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap. Really? That's the line we're supposed to swallow? Come on, let's not pretend we don't see what's happening here. I think people are overcomplicating this. No, we're not reading into it. We looked at the words. plain and simple. Trump explicitly named those specific cryptocurrencies, and guess what? They're not even the top 5 by market cap. XRP community member Leonidas pointed this out. BNB and Doge have higher market caps than Cardano. Well, Doge doesn't right now, but maybe it did when he posted. Or he made a mistake. Either way, BNB definitely does. So, no, Trump didn't just pick the top 5 cryptos. He deliberately chose the ones he wanted to highlight. That's it. That's the story. And honestly, I'm not here for anyone trying to gaslight me about it. I know what was said, and you're not going to convince me otherwise. I don't appreciate being treated like I can't follow the narrative. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy, overall, that this happened. I even posted a video about it last night, but then I saw David Sachs's response, and it felt like a cheap attempt to spin the story. No thanks. I'm not some clueless bystander, and I don't take kindly to being misled. Sure, I get it. His job is to align with whatever the president says. But come on. Let's call this what it is. Trump's made his move, and he's sticking to it. That's politics for you. Whether it's elected officials or unelected bureaucrats, this is just how the game is played. Do I like it? Nope. And it doesn't matter which side of the aisle it's coming from. I'll call it out either way. So, yeah, I'm glad we got something instead of nothing. I'm glad there's talk of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. But let's be real, I would have preferred a level playing field. Imagine having a reserve of top coins treated equally, instead of the focus being on just one. That would have been ideal, but here we are. And XRP, not even mentioned in this new stockpile plan. We're hearing they won't be buying coins for the reserve anyway, so who knows? Maybe XRP sneaks in there. Maybe not. Do they even own any XRP right now? No one knows. And that's what grinds my gears. It's frustrating. I wasn't too worked up about it until I saw David Sachs call it out, and then it all clicked. This is why we can't have nice things. Don't tell me we just misunderstood or took it out of context. No, we didn't. Don't insult us like that. But here's the thing, I'm still excited. This is huge. It's the first genuinely pro-crypto presidency. Things are shifting and it's going to matter for all of us. Let's see where it goes. More money is set to flow into the world's largest capital market, crypto, in the United States. This is exciting news. Big picture, over the years and decades ahead, the influx of money that might otherwise have stayed out of the game will be massive. It's hard to predict the exact numbers, but the potential is undeniable. What bothers me, though, is the patronizing tone we're sometimes fed. Don't talk to us like we can't interpret reality. I'm offended when politicians, or unelected bureaucrats for that matter, act like we're uninformed sheep. Stop it. I'm not falling for it, and neither should you. I stay informed, and that's exactly why I'm calling this nonsense out. Yes, stay pro-crypto, but drop the condescension. It's insulting to our intelligence. Honestly, don't you feel that way every time a politician tries to oversimplify or spin an issue? Sure, some people might fall for it. Maybe they're uninformed or don't bother digging deeper. But come on, we live in a world where the sum of all human knowledge is literally at our fingertips. There's no excuse to just blindly believe everything we hear. Hop online, do some digging, and uncover the truth for yourself. Sure, the internet is a minefield of lies, but if you're willing to sift through the noise, the facts are there. Honestly, this one isn't rocket science. Pay attention, connect the dots, and it all starts to click. I've only had to lay out a few key points here for you to see the bigger picture and form your own opinion. And hey, I'm guessing most of you are probably on the same page as me by now. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Seriously, don't make any buying or selling decisions based on my ramblings. That would be a truly terrible idea.